Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. So if you are on Facebook, please come over and join us. And welcome to everyone who is here this morning. I'm just going to bring my share of my screen up, pop my chat box if anyone has something that they'd like to ask me as we go through, start my slideshow. So welcome to another Monday morning webinar. And today I wanted to share with you what I believe to be the top 5 priorities that you need to do. Some of them on an absolute daily basis, some of them on a weekly basis, but to some degree these need to be done every day. And as we go through this, I'll let you know exactly which ones you know they're an absolute must to do every day, and which ones you can sort of do once a week or every couple of days. Now, one of the things that I have found working, especially in the last 18 months with lots of small business owners, is that they get caught up in the stuff that they don't need for their business. They get caught up in all the stuff that doesn't actually help the business or doesn't generate their business moving forward. And today I want to talk to you about the 5 what I feel to be the most important things that if you really want to create a sustainable business, these are things that you need to do before everything else. Because constantly I get people say to me, I can't start my business because my website isn't ready. I can't start my business because of this. I can't start my business because of that. And I'm going to sit here now and tell you that I have had businesses I started my first business, I think I was 15 years old, selling Avon, believe it or not. And I've had businesses since then, being a business strategist, started in about 2000 when I started a bookkeeping company as an accountant, and I've been able to create not only mine but other people's businesses. And I saw a lot of mistakes because a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners waste a lot of time in things that are not important, or when I say not important, are not income generating. And this is what today is all about. The first thing that you need to think about when you do anything in your business is to look at whether what you're doing is income generating or not. And there are things that we need to do that are not income generating, absolutely, like admin. But the problem is that I see a lot of people doing that stuff first and not last. So please, anyone, I know there's quite a few people on here, so if anyone has any questions, please pop them in the chat box and I will endeavour to get to them as we're going along. I'm going to get my notes out. I know there's a couple of people on Facebook. If you want to register for the Zoom webinar, you get to see the PowerPoint and you get a copy of this as well. So here we go. So the first thing that you need to do every single morning, this is every day, this is the first thing I do every day, is do some things or create an effort or create something to get new leads. And this is exactly what this webinar is. Without new leads, you don't have a business without clients. So the first thing that has to happen every day in your business, every single day, is the first task of your day should be to do a couple of things that day to create new leads. Now that can look in many different ways. Okay, you can do social media posts, live videos, and you'll see that there's a common link with a lot of people who are doing lots of lives first thing in the morning. And the reason for that is because that should be your top priority. Webinars first thing in the morning like today, networking, okay, straight after this I've got an 11 a.m. coffee catch up, new sales calls, okay, so anyone that is a potential new client, that you've never spoken to before. They're a warm lead and you need to speak to them. And this is where, without you getting these new leads in, you're not going to have a business, no matter how fancy your website is, no matter how great your program is, no matter what you're doing. If you do not get new leads in every day, you will not have a business, okay? What I do every single day is set some time daily to talk to leads. So I know people that do this once a week, but I actually have a small area that I block out every single day in my agenda that is only for talking to new leads. So that when I have a new lead, I usually say to them, have a look if you can fit into the normal agenda. If there's nothing there, let me know, and then I will open up a time for a new lead. Or if I speak to someone, I'll say, let's have a chat in an hour, or let's have a chat tomorrow. Really, really important that you do that. By the time someone is a warm lead and comes to you, they're solution aware and they're looking for something to help them with their problem. And if you can't fit them in to talk to them for a week, they will go elsewhere. And I can tell you that it's very rare that you will get someone who is just a cold to warm lead who will wait for you. They will have to either have been referred to you or have watched you for a very long time. But if they've watched you for a long time, then they're a pretty warm lead. I hope this is making sense, guys. So you need to make sure that you have got some time in your diary every single day to be able to slot in a new lead. And this is the number one thing you should do every single day. Now, some days this might take 10 minutes, some days this might take an hour, but this is what you need to do every day. It is just paramount. And it's incredible how many people say to me, I don't have time for Facebook. I don't have time for Instagram. Now, yes, when you get big enough, you can outsource all of that, but that's where your clients are coming from. So if you don't have time for it, you're not creating new leads. So really, really important that you create those new leads first thing in the morning, that it is on your agenda for the first thing to do. And even sometimes you might want to create new leads and jump on and do some posts and lives in the evening, which is fine, but you need to slot this in. So the first thing you should do every morning is have a look at your agenda, your planner, and say, when am I going to do my new leads today? And slot that in as being number one. The second thing you need to do, and I see this all the time with clients not doing it, you have to follow people up. Anyone who has at all a form of interest in your business, in what you do, you need to follow up. Just because someone says no or I'm not sure doesn't actually mean no. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that a person is a complete flat no. And until they are a complete absolutely no, I'm not doing this. And you ask them. I say to people, you know, I need to know, or else I will follow up. If it's a complete no, let me know. If you're not sure, tell me the reasons and we can work through it. So the next thing you need to do is your follow-up calls every day. They're the second thing that you need to do. And make sure you've got time in your planner to do this every single day. So you need to call people back. You need to send people messages. And that's straight after my 2 things this morning. This is what I'm doing. I've got a couple of people I've got to follow up today. Okay. Wait for the absolute no. Okay. In fact, it's not about waiting for the absolute no. I actually tell people to tell me, because I say to them, look, I will follow up with you. If you really, this doesn't resonate for you, this is not for you what I do, please, please, please say no. And that'll be, you know, and it's all done. So you need to follow up and ask people that if they're really not interested, to let you know. No hard feelings, but it just means that you don't waste time. But you must follow up with people. You should have some sort of system somewhere where you know when to follow up with people. You know, do you follow up a month later? Do you follow up a week later? Whatever it is, you work it out with the person and then you follow up. I have seen so many people lose clients because they don't follow up. So that should be the second thing that you prioritize in your business every single day. The third thing that you should prioritize to do every day is your marketing. You should know exactly what you need to do that day or that week, and we're going to talk through a few things for marketing. So you should always have an idea in the back of your head what it is that you're doing that week, what your aim is that week, what the end outcome for you is. And the next thing you should do, you should have that all planned into your diary as well. Remember, without customers, without following up, and without a marketing strategy, you're not going to have any clients. So this is the most important thing to do. So the next thing you should do is put some time into your planner every day to set up your plans in advance. So this is something that you can do in advance, and then you can go over and reevaluate it every day to see, what do I need to do today? And any high performer does this. They have a look constantly. It's about evaluating every day, every week. And I say this over and over and over again, that if you do not take a little bit of time in the morning to evaluate your day, to work out what you're doing that day and planning it out properly, you will waste so much time going around in circles. So the third thing is to have a look at whether you're going to create some new funnels. And you might, when I say funnels, I don't mean click funnels. I mean, you know, are you going to create something to funnel someone into your one-on-one programs? Okay. Are you going to do any of that today? And how are you going to do it? Are you going to maybe launch some new products this week or next week? And then you do this as a third priority in your morning to make sure you get these things done. Is there any new social media that you need to get done? Return emails or create emails at this point. So you don't have to do these every single day, but you might want to do one of these. So maybe on a Monday, you might want to look at a new funnel that you want to create, or a new product, or some new social media content. Okay, so 1 hour a day, or a new email you want to send out. Okay, and with this, I also mean at this point, the third thing you should do, not the first thing, because a lot of people do this first, is to start answering back emails. So they go through their emails and they start sitting there answering back people's emails. This can be done later in the day. It is not important that you do it straight away. Okay, the most important thing, and I can't stress this enough, is you need to create new leads. Networking. Have a look if there's something, an event that day, and maybe your hour that day of marketing can go into some networking instead of one of the other things. Like I said, these are not things that you do every day. The other two definitely have to be done every day. Emails, you will have to respond to emails every day, and you will have to create an email at least. I send out emails once a week. They go out usually on a Sunday. These are created earlier in the week. They're never created on the Sunday. So they've been scheduled to go through. So in your planner, work out when you're going to do these things. But responding to people's emails, you need to do that every day. Okay. And in the little infogram that I've got there, there's a lot of other things that you need to do. You need to do some planning. You need to do some, if you've got a website, you need to fix up. If there's anything you need to do in the background, that will come in at some stage during the day. but not the first thing. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I have actually seen people do. They do this first. They do all their marketing stuff first. The first thing you need to do is income generating, and new leads and follow-ups is income generating. This will become income generating eventually. So if you think of your tasks, income generating first, and then go from that to the things that will eventually become income generating with this, and then move backwards that way. Have a look at your systems. You should have, as you build your business, even from day dot, you should start creating systems. So in your hour of marketing every day, you should always have something looking at some new systems. How can you make things and improve things better? Okay. The fourth thing, and yes, fourth, not to say that this is not important, because it absolutely is service the customers that you already have. So my current clients have ongoing appointments that they book in, and that usually comes fourth. My appointments start at 10 a.m. in the morning. So before 10 a.m., I have done all my other bits and pieces. I might leave my marketing until later. I might have that slotted in somewhere, but I've done my new leads. I've done my follow-ups before 10 a.m. Or if I know I'm going to call someone a bit later, because sometimes I ask people what's a good time for them to ring up, to call them back or to contact them, I've slotted that in. And then I will return emails, and then I will start to work with my clientele. So this morning, of course, I've done my webinar, so I don't have any clients this morning. I do this afternoon. So really important that, because a lot of people, and I'm not saying that customer service or servicing your clients isn't important. It is absolutely paramount, because you need to be able to get referrals and testimonials from them. But the problem that happens is that if you get onto a call with a client, and in the back of your head you're going, oh my God, I've got to return this email, oh my God, I haven't done my social media post, oh my God, I haven't done this, you're not going to be completely in the zone with this particular client. So if you've scheduled all that stuff, even if you haven't done it and you do it later on, the main aim here is to make sure that you schedule these things in every single day. So, for instance, I haven't done any of my marketing this morning, which is fine. I have got it scheduled in. Okay, so I'm not worried about it whatsoever, because I know exactly today what things I'm going to do. I haven't even actually looked at my emails this morning, but it's okay because it's scheduled in. So that's what I'm saying. You need to make sure that these things are done, these first four especially, are done every single day. The next one we're going to look at the moment doesn't necessarily have to be done every single day, but it will have to be done at least once a week. But make sure that these things are scheduled in every single day, so that you have time in your planner, written down, blocked out in your planner to do these things, and that you know you're going to do them and to get them done. So some of the things that you want to do with your customer service is existing clients. Any of your existing clients that you already have, you need to make sure that you look after them, that you nurture them, because they are important to you. They're already your clients, and you want them to stay as your raving fans. You need to nurture your email lists. Okay, so you might not send emails every single day, but at least once a week, and make sure the emails are value, and you don't just send out emails to sell. There's nothing worse of just sending emails to sell people. You want to be nurturing your email list, giving them some real value. Occasionally, yes, you're going to sell, but you want to be nurturing them as well. Nurture your groups. So you want to, if you've got Facebook groups, and if you're a business owner, you should have a Facebook group. And you want to be nurturing your group. You want to be nurturing it with posts, with lives, with whatever you want. But that doesn't have to be the first thing you do. When I say you get onto Facebook for new leads, that's in other groups, that's on your personal profile, on your Facebook page or Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever you do. This comes later. You can do this later because these people are already in your groups. Okay, it's a lot easier when you do have help, let me tell you. But when you first start out, you need to start prioritizing these things, or else you just become so overwhelmed in your business. Nurture your community. Okay, so who's in your community? What people do you know? Do you have someone that you want to reach out to in your community? Really, really important. One of the things that's really disappointed me that I've seen in the past 12 months when I've been looking very heavily into business strategies and online business strategies as a way of upskilling myself, which is very, very important, is how many times if someone doesn't sell to someone in their community, they dismiss them. It's almost like, you're not my client, I'm going to dismiss you. But I'm going to tell you that's not true, and you shouldn't do that, because people, it's not about just selling to people. It's about, a person might not be the right fit for you as a client. The person might not be ready to buy at the moment, and you want to keep nurturing your community. So if you know there's someone who who needs some help, reach out. I actually reached out to someone last night who I found out has just been diagnosed with an illness. Now, it's regardless of whether this person's going to buy anything or not from me. In fact, she probably won't. She's right in the middle of an illness. But reach out and nurture your community. And I've seen so many people dismiss people in their community because they're not buying from them. So if you want to be a heart-centered individual, a heart-centered entrepreneur, which is something that I do, you need to nurture your community. And I never, ever, ever, ever not chat with anyone or not talk to anyone on Facebook or Instagram just because I think, oh, they haven't bought from me or they're not going to buy from me. So really important for you to have a great level of customer service, regardless of whether people buy from you or not. And the last one is your business finances. So I can't stress this enough, how important it is that you look at least once a week at your numbers and your figures. Okay, and when I say figures, I mean figures as you test and measure what's going on, whether you're bringing in leads, what's working, because a lot of entrepreneurs don't have a look at their numbers. They don't set goals. They have no idea how many people they need to talk to, how many leads they need to bring in, and what is needed for them to be able to create a sustainable business. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about at this point is that I've also seen people bring in hundreds of leads, and then they can't service the leads, and then they can't service their clients. So it's really important when it comes to business finances that you work out what your goals are, and you need to make sure that you can service that goal with your clients, or else this whole thing it just comes unraveled very, very quickly. Okay, so this can be done once a week. I basically, to be quite honest, I don't do my finances once a week. Once a day. The actual finances, my background books, I do every Sunday, and I set my goals for the following week. But every day I do sit down and think, okay, this is still how much I've got left for my target. I need to speak to this many people this week, and then start lead generating. Okay, but it's something really important that you have to look at, and you also need to test and measure what's working when I say finances. So you need to have a look at your cash flow and what kind of cash is coming in for the week and the month. A lot of businesses don't do this. They don't look at their cash flow. And it's so important that you understand I have a lot of people in my mastermind group, and so I'm getting money weekly because they're on weekly payment plans. So I need to know what my cash flow is. So I have a very, very good idea. And for people who have been in any of my money programs know that I have a 12-month spreadsheet of all the funds that I know are coming in. Okay, so you need to look at your cash flow every single week. You need to set your financial goals. If you haven't already seen my Creating Attainable Financial Goals, I did a webinar on that. You can jump on YouTube and have a look. It's up there. And you can have a look at how to create attainable financial goals in your business. But you need to set goals. You need to, if you want to get to a certain level of income at the end of a year, you need to break that down. I break mine down into weeks. How much do I need to make or generate? How much income do I need to generate every week to be able to hit that financial goal? And go back and have a look at that, because it's a little bit, there's a lot more to it than just that. But you know, and have a look at that every week. Sometimes I look at it at a daily basis. Sometimes I'll have a look at that goal and think, okay, what do I need to do today to get this goal at the end of my week or at the end of the month? So you need to know how many leads you need. And as I said before, I cannot stress this enough. Don't go gung-ho and get 100 leads and then you can't service them, because you'll end up losing all of them. You need, what you want is quality leads, and then be able to service those leads. And anyone that you convert, don't keep converting people into your programs if you can't service them either. Really important that you understand that, because again, that's not going to be good for your business. Okay, you need to track. You need to track what's working and what's not working. You need to track conversion rates. So all these sorts of things you need to know. It's so important that you know your conversion rate, because if you convert 1 in 10, say, so every 10 people you speak to, you convert 1, well, then you need to know how many people you need to speak to in a week to get that goal. Really important. And so, again, something that a lot of business owners don't do. Test and measure. Test and measure everything that you do. Your market and your uniqueness is different to everyone else's. This is why I often say to people, don't follow a lot of the generic strategies that people do, because they work for them. It doesn't necessarily work for you. Yes, there are some things that you must do in your business to convert, but if you follow strategies without testing and measuring, is this working for me? You might end up going down the garden path. So very important that you test and measure everything that you do, and you work out what works for you, because your client will be unique to you. And like I said, yes, there are some proven strategies that absolutely work, but you must test and measure everything for yourself. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you. I hope that helped anyone. If anyone has any questions, you are going to all receive a recording very, very soon of this. Anyone who has registered will receive the recording. So if there's anything that you would like to ask me, please do so. You can just send me back an email. Anyone who wants to have a chat with me as to... No problems, Tracy. Anyone who wants to have a chat with me about how I could possibly help them take their business to the next level. Like I said in this webinar, I am not one for doing things according to the book. I like to take my clients on a journey of testing and measuring and finding their unique client and their unique way of marketing themselves. So if anyone would like to have a chat with me, I do actually now have a few places in my mastermind. I've just had some people complete their 12 months with me. So that opens up, and this is what I was talking about before. My mastermind is not opened up to 100 people, because it's not how I work and I wouldn't be able to service them. So I have had a couple of people just finish their 12 months with me, and a couple of them are staying on as affiliates, but the one-on-one programs with me are now ended with them. So now I do have some time to have a few more people in the mastermind, and I had an amazing person join us on Friday. So if this is something that you might be interested in, if you're wanting to take that business to the next level and you need some support, please reach out. Please have a look at everything that I do on YouTube. There's lots and lots of videos on there, lots of webinars, lots of things that I do. Facebook, that's my main platform. So please jump in Facebook. Please find me if you're not already, haven't already found me on Facebook. Please do. I often give you lots of hints and tips. We do challenges, lots of strategies to get your business to the next level. I'm also on LinkedIn, not as much as what I should be, but that's okay, and also on Instagram. So if anyone has any questions, like I said, obligation for free, happy to chat to anyone who might need some help. You know, creating a sustainable business doesn't happen overnight, but if you have the right mindset and you have some great strategies behind you, you will be able to create that. And as I always say to everyone, I'm just going to stop the share. As I always say to everyone, that is my passion, is to create as many sustainable business owners as I can so that we can change this world. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again next week with another topic. If anyone has anything at all that they would like me to talk about, just reach out, let me know, and I will endeavour to put together something for you. It was great seeing you all here, and I look forward to seeing some of you again next week. Bye for now.